if you are in business right now, you already believed in yourself enough to start. You already knew that this was something that you could do. Otherwise, you just wouldn't have started. And it doesn't matter if you're 1 day in or 20 days in or 3 years in. It doesn't matter, because if you're here and you're still going, there's a part of you that truly believes that this is really possible for you.
Welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur, the podcast that helps you expand your reach and convert that reach into clients so you can lead your tribe with confidence and create change in the world while living the life you desire. And now your host, certified business coach and consultant, Mariana Ruiz.
Want to increase your sales without so much hustle? Oh my gosh. Let's talk about doing funnels. Funnels are like the thing right now, but whether it's challenge, a tripwire, a webinar, or even getting people on the phone, guess what? All of that is the same. It's a sales process in what some people call funnels, okay? And I want to help you with your sales process, because here's the thing. When you can really master and improve that process, you will get more sales in your business. Normally, inside of my 6-month coaching program, what I do is I actually look at everything that my clients do. I look at all of their copy, all of their emails, everything that they're doing inside of a launch or outside of a launch. And really, I want to bring that element to a small intensive for you. So what I want to do is offer you the opportunity for me to look at all of your emails, all of your copy, whether it's a challenge, a funnel, a webinar, or a sales call. I will actually listen to your sales call. Yeah, you heard that right. Okay, so in order to get this amazing offer, it's called a funnel intensive. You can find it at impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/work-with-me. You can purchase there right away, or if you want to get on the phone and just make sure it's a good fit for both of us, I'd be happy to chat with you. Let's optimize that sales process so that you can start generating more sales in your business without the grind. Hey there, and welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur. Today, I want to talk to you about how to get more results more quickly in your business. I just have quick 2 tips. And before I get into them though, I want to just give you a quick little update. I want you to bear with me, and thank you so much for continuing to tune in and continuing to give such positive feedback inside the Facebook group. I've had so many messages from you guys saying that you're really looking forward to these episodes. And so I want to thank you so much. And if you are loving the show, please go ahead and leave us a review. It really helps our show to get seen more by other people. And I also want to thank you for bearing with me, because my audio quality has been down. We've been in the process of moving across the country. So we lived in Kingsville, Texas, little tiny town outside of Corpus Christi. And we packed up and moved and drove that big old moving truck across the country to our new home, which is going to be now in Albany, New York. And we are here. Everything's unloaded and we are ready to go. And so I want to thank you all for bearing with me. I've had, less than stellar sound quality, and I just want to thank you for still tuning in, and also all of your amazing feedback on social media and all of your support. So today I want to give you just 2 quick tips that you can implement today in your business to start to get results more quickly. And I've done other episodes before. I'm going to link to them in the show notes. By the way, somebody asked me just last week, how do I get to your show notes? I just don't know. If you go to impactdrivenentrepreneur.com, you can get all of the show notes and all of the past episodes. And in there, I usually link to related posts, either my blog post or related episodes. Okay. So I've done posts before where I've talked about how do I get people quick results in something like my Biz Bootcamp, right? Which is a 10-week intensive boot camp where I literally guarantee that you're going to make back your entire investment in coaching. Otherwise, I just continue to coach you for free until you do. And most of the people that have gone through that program actually just make their earnings back immediately. I only had one girl, and it was because she wanted to sell only passive products that has gone over. And I had another girl who's also going a little over, but it's because she's doing passive income products as well. And so that usually takes some time to get the funnel going. And so that's why that, revenue stream does take a little bit more time. But again, there is just a few few key things that we're really, really working on in order to get people quick results. And so I wanted to do a podcast episode just about this. So how can you start doing this today in your business? I believe, number one of the most important things that sets this program apart and that really sets these people up on a different path than regular coaching programs or regular coaching in general is because I believed in them enough to take them. So I don't necessarily take anybody for the Biz Bootcamp. You have to apply. And I do a special call with you and we just make sure we're a good fit for each other. And that's really not a ton different than all of my other coaching programs, but I do want you to be at a certain level of business, right? If you're just starting out, it's going to be really hard for you to get that quick of results in just 10 weeks. I'm not going to lie. Right? Because you don't have an audience yet. And it's kind of like when I was at a conference, I was at Business by Design Live last May, and I was there with my mentor, James Wedmore. And it's funny because we were talking and he was like, okay, so let's say I paid you $25,000 and I wanted you to make, it was either 20 or 25,000, right? So he was like, I want you to make me back my investment in 10 weeks or whatever. And I was like, okay, here's what I would do. And I basically walked him through my process, which is like the baby birthstone of coming together of my impact formula. But basically I was like, okay, we're going to working on attracting or make sure we're attracting the right people. Then we're going to connect with them and then we're going to convert. And so you have to offer. And he said, do you realize that if I implemented this right now in my business, I could literally make back $20,000 in like less than a week? And I was like, yeah, I know that. And he's like, what do you think the difference is? And I'm like, between my coaching clients and him, right? And the biggest difference is the audience, right? So if you're starting at zero, you don't have as many people that you've already attracted. You don't have as big of an audience yet, and that's okay. All right. So what I want you to focus on is growing the real connections. So although that's not really point number one, what I want you to take away from this story and this lesson is that things will get easier the further down you are in your business. The more you grow your audience, the more you cultivate these relationships, the quicker it is for you to get results, where you could do a quick campaign and generate sales right away. Where right now you might be doing some campaigns and it's kind of like hit or miss, and that's totally normal. So wherever you are in your business, I don't want you to feel discouraged if you're applying these things and are like, what's wrong? Like, why isn't it working? Right? So at the beginning, we're shooting a lot of we're just not sure. We're not sure what our audience wants. We're trying to figure out our message, what they want. All of that is still kind of meshing and melding together. And also, we just don't have as many people, as many eyeballs on our offers. And therefore, that can feel like it's a huge upstream big hill that you're trying to climb. And so what I want you to do is really focus on the mindset piece of things, because that is really my number one tip for getting things to happen more quickly is change your mindset. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to believe in yourself as much as you believe in your clients, as much as you believe in your children if you have them, right? Sometimes we get into this mode where we're like, believe in everybody else, and then, well, for us, it's kind of different. And it's not, because here's why. I know that if you are in business right now, you already believed in yourself enough to start. You already knew that this was something that you could do. Otherwise, you just wouldn't have started. And it doesn't matter if you're 1 day in or 20 days in or 3 years in. It doesn't matter, because if you're here and you're still going, there's a part of you that truly believes that this is really possible for you. And so when you go at it from a place of, well, I'm just going to take a shot at it. I'm just going to swing my bat. I don't know what my batting average is. Right now, it might be, 1 out of 10. I'm making a shot, and then maybe 10 times I'm like totally missing the ball. Okay. And then as you get better, as you start to learn your message, your audience's message, you have a bigger audience, like all of these factors that are so intricate and delicate, right? As all of these factors start to go in more towards your direction, you can start to get 50, right? 50%, right? So like out of every offer you do, 50% of them start to really do well. And maybe you go to like 30% or 20% are the only ones that are quote unquote failing, right? And it is only in taking those shots and missing that you realize and can fine tune and say, okay, now I know what they want, or now I know what they don't want. It's through that process. And so I think like just changing your mindset about what it means to get results in your business and make it all mean awesome things. Because even if you fail, even if you get 0 sales, or even if you get 1 sale, you know what? Now you know more information than you did when you were just sitting there and not had an offer out. Okay. So that's the first step. And the first thing that I really want you to focus on. What are the stories I might be telling myself? How are any results that I'm getting helping me towards my goal? Because they all are. Every single one of them is helping you to get that home run, but only if you go for it. Because if you don't, you're still on the sidelines. Like you're still not moving and you're not progressing. Okay, so the number one thing is mindset. I want you to really focus on your mindset. What are your thoughts around different things going on in your business? Okay, and I think awareness here is the most important part, because once you start to identify and become aware of them, then you can start to change them. So that's number one. And the number 2 thing, and that's really it, just 2 things. The number 2 thing is to always focus on the revenue. And that might be a shocker for you, especially because my whole mission is being impact driven and really wanting to come from a place of service. So you might be asking, Mariana, how is focusing on the revenue helping me with my impact? And here is the dealio, okay? When you focus on revenue, you can continue to do what it is that you're doing. Because if you don't, right, as a CEO, our number one job is to focus on the revenue and the income and make sure that it continues to come in so that we can continue to serve our people. Because if we don't, right, if we don't focus on the income, if we don't focus on income producing activities and revenue producing activities, then we cannot continue to serve and continue to be in a business of service. And so it is the most selfless thing that you can do, is to focus on the money and really look at the numbers and really examine what it is that we're doing to bring money into our business every single day. Because usually what I find with most of my clients is that when we really dwindle it down, there's just a handful of things. And if you're focused on them every day, every week, and that's what we do every week on the phone, where I'm like, okay, what are we doing this week? What are we doing this week to move the needle forward on the income in your business? And when they come up with their answers to that, it really focuses them back into the revenue. And I have some clients who are like, okay, well, these are my prospects, how much money we might be able to generate with this offer, or this is my projected income and this is what I'm going. And I'm like, bingo. Okay. So that is one of the reasons that the Biz Bootcamp clients do so well, is because they're focusing on the revenue. And I hate to put it this way, right? But they know they have to make back their entire investment within the 10 weeks or less, right? And so they come to me with the figures, and they've done this all on their own. I have not requested this from them. This is just how they are, right? They come to me with their figures and they're like, okay, this is how much I've made so far. This is how much I need to make still. And it's obviously part of the contract that they have to be transparent with me about how much money they've made, but they already usually have a plan for how they're going to make the last bit of the money. And that is, I think, one of the key differentiators of this program and why it's so critical for you. Like, what I want you to walk away from today is just being aware that the focus on the revenue is actually really, really selfless. It's like you being able to continue to serve and to help people, and therefore really, really selfless, right? And then I think number 2 is really it's the most important thing, and knowing how you can get there. And I want to empower you, whether you're in a coaching relationship with me or anybody else, I want you to know what those income generating activities are in your business so that you can move the needle forward and so that you can continue to increase your revenue and increase your income and impact. That's really what allows you to continue to serve and to help others through your business. So those are my 2 quick tips for how you can get results quicker in your business. Number 1, focus on the mindset and what your thoughts are around failure and what your thoughts are around believing in yourself and what might be the things that are holding you back as far as your thoughts. Because I can pretty much guarantee if you're doing a lot of this negative self-talk, it is actually really, really slowing you down. So once you're aware of them, what the thoughts are, and once you start to acknowledge them and start to work through them, you can then turn them around and get results quicker. And number 2 is focusing on the income and the revenue and really what it is you're doing every day and every week to move the needle forward on that income and revenue goal that you might have in your business. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And what I'm going to link up to is if you are struggling to identify what the income producing activities are in your business, I actually have a time management guide that can help you to kind of nail this down. So the first step of it is when you go and opt in, it's going to be at impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/download3. And the first step of it is really analyzing where your time is going every week. And then we go into analyzing what are the tasks, the $10, $100, and $1,000 an hour tasks in your business, and then really just getting you to focus more on the higher income producing activities so that you can increase your income and do it in less time. Okay, so if you're interested in getting that, it's at impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/download3. And like I said, it's a couple of steps. It's really about managing your time and where your time and energy are going, because I really think that that is the key, especially if we're so busy and we're losing focus and we have a lot going on with kids and family and other obligations. And therefore, business, we need to make time for it and we need to focus on the most important things that are really going to move that needle. So that is it for today. Have an awesome, awesome day. Next episode, I'm going to be talking about worthiness. It's a serious and also it's going to be an inspiring one for you. I promise. Okay. But I feel like so many more people are struggling with worthiness and feeling worthy of success. And so I wanted to do an episode about it and also a little bit about how I overcame this and where I came from with this, because I don't feel that we all inherently know, kind of like, especially depending on our background and how we were raised. So you're going to hear all about that in the next episode and really how you can start to feel more worthy in your business of amazing success. So have an awesome day, and I will chat with you in the next episode. Head on over to impactdrivenentrepreneur.com where you can find an arsenal of videos, blog posts, and previous podcast episodes to help you increase your profit and impact. Again, impactdrivenentrepreneur.com and click on blog. Enjoy.